Our Instagram is against me. My video just froze and locked up. So for those of you who did not hear me the first time, right, so today's the 20th of April in London, UK. And on the 20th of April today is something extremely special that's happening astrologically. We've got Jupiter conjunct in Uranus in Taurus. Now, Jupiter does go conjunct with Uranus every 14 years. However, it hasn't been conjunct with Uranus since 1941. Now, 1941 was the year of World War II, which we all know was such a revolutionary event in the history of man. Hello, ladies that have joined. In the history of man, it was an incredible upheaval, as we know, across the world in a very literal sense. But also when we think about the kind of revolution when it comes to gender, when it comes to the economy, this was such an important part of our history on this planet. And so that comes with a little bit of, I don't know about you guys, but that makes me feel like, oh, okay, what's going to unravel this year when it comes to revolution on a global level? But when it comes to your own personal level, what is it that you are going to revolutionize within your own life? So this will take place on the 20th/21st of April, depending on where you are on the planet. And this particular aspect that's come together is all about you stepping into your deepest desires. This is all about your deepest desires coming through and you really honoring that new vision that you have for yourself. You know, what is it that you really want to birth into this year? If you have a look at my podcast, Self-Made and Single, and you go all the way back to the beginning of this year, I think even December, I was already talking about all the really potent aspects of this year, then you can remind yourself of how fortuitous this year is. This is the year to manifest on steroids. We're going to have so many different pockets of portals this year. We've just come out of eclipse season, which has been so much of a big spiritual cleanse for so many of us. There have been so many endings to cycles and so many births of new cycles as well. So this is just continuing this theme of, right, now that you're spiritually cleansed, what is it that you really want? Now, the universe cannot tell the difference between what you really want and what you don't want. It just knows what you pour the most energy to. So now is the time in your life to really think about what is a distraction. You know, what is it that's really going to help you keep focused? And how are you going to dedicate the rest of the year to birthing what it is that you want? Now, if you're in my audience, then I know two things are definitely two of your favorite topics, primarily love, but also wealth. You know, how are you going to simultaneously bring both into fruition this year, but in a way that is so expansive that you are breaking open the capacity that you currently have for both in your life? Now, you can do this blind. You can do this blind, trial and error, and see how it goes. Or you can do this with your own personal cheat code. And that cheat code is the love compatibility report that I offer. If you hit the link in my bio and click work with me, you will have that selection there. And if you're not sure if that report is for you, then go ahead and book yourself a soulmate strategy call and we can talk through what it is that is going to be the best thing to support you in this part of the year for the rest of the year. So the reason why I'm talking about this report is when you have an aspect that is this important, this is when you need to go look back at your chart and see where similar aspects are in your chart, right? You need to see how Taurus affects your chart. You need to see how Jupiter affects your chart, Uranus, so that when you have aspects like this, you know exactly how best to manifest times 10. We're talking about really collapsing time here. And I say this, you know, I love astrology, you know, my life would be, honestly, and I don't even exaggerate, nothing, particularly my love life, absolutely nothing without astrology, and absolutely nothing without me going forward and learning how to ask the universe, ask the angels, ask my guides for exactly what I want. It's crazy, isn't it? Because we think it's so much harder than that, you know? We really think it's so much harder than just asking for what you want. But the more, I feel like feel like as humans, we need the evidence that we can. We need the evidence that this is a possibility for us. And so within the report, that is exactly what you get. You get it clear on paper what is possible for you in this life when it comes to love. And as an added bonus, what is possible for you in this life when it comes to your life purpose? Why are you even here? Because I personally don't feel like love and your life purpose are, and like I mentioned, wealth are separate things. They are all combined together. The more love you have in your life, the more you can go out there and live your life purpose, and ultimately wealth will naturally come your way because you're living from your truth. So if this is something that is just really getting your attention, the more I talk about it, because I've been dropping a few videos about my love compatibility report, then like I said, you know where to go. Hit the link in my bio/profile. If you're watching me on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube, then go ahead and find that link, book yourself in and get that report. The report style is a pre-recorded video that I do for you. I always say it's 30 minutes. It's way longer than 30 minutes because I cannot stop giving you as much detail as possible. Every single report I do is almost like this unique work of art that I weave together and make it completely personalized for you, making sure that you are just set for the rest of the year and set for the rest of your life. No exaggeration, because in this report, I'm telling you not only what the key themes are for you to focus on in order for you to have the best 2024, what's left of it. There is loads left. It's only April. But the best 2024 that you could possibly have, where you can be as expansive as possible because you know what you should be focusing on and where your energy should be aligned, what the theme was last year and what the theme is going to be next year, as well as what is going to be the best fit for you romantically and what it is that you're here to birth into this world whilst you're in this life. What is your life purpose? What is going to serve you? Everything that you need to elevate you when it comes to love, your life purpose, and wealth is going to be in this report. And I personally feel like this, as I mentioned, is one of the strongest portals that we are going to have this year. If you flick through your Instagram, I guarantee you all the woo-woo people are talking about Jupiter conjunct with Uranus in Taurus because it is that strong. For those of you who are very used to doing new moon rituals where you manifest and this is just like this, you know. For some of you who are used to the 8/8 portal that normally happens in August every single year, this is very similar, but you know this is special because this hasn't happened since World War II. Isn't this crazy? You know, I'm thinking about it, it gets me so excited. It gets me so incredibly excited because this is the time to really walk through that portal confidently, knowing that that impossible scenario that you're thinking about, you know, I've been talking to more and more of you about meeting someone. I'm in two minds about this, but I love when it's your deepest desire and you're confident that this is in alignment with you. But some of you are talking about, you know, you want to meet this guy and you want to be married in 6 months. Now, if that's in alignment with you, then I honor that for you. And some of you are just like, okay, I just want to break through this current like cold period I have with dating. I want to fall in love with love again. I want to date knowing that I am so in love with myself and I accept myself so fully that love is inevitable. So many of you are in completely different parts of your life, and I just want you to know that this year, you know, as I mentioned in my podcast, is, you know, you can't miss out on this year. The universe is really giving you quite a number of unique opportunities to take those dream scenarios, some of those scenarios that when you speak to some of your friends may be a little bit far-fetched considering your trajectory when it comes to love so far, and just blowing them out of proportion in terms of making them a reality in completely collapsing time. So I highly invite you to go and get this report. It is honestly life-changing. You know, I cannot wait for you to see what kind of things are happening for you and what it is that you're here to accomplish. As I mentioned, it's something you need to book. It's pre-recorded, and the best thing is that you're going to have that recording for life. So many of my clients that have bought this, and some of them who are private coaching and just get this as an add-on, they swear that every time they listen to this, they get a completely different message. They download a completely different message, even though it's exactly the same recording, because every single time that you watch this again, you are getting a new insight, right? Your intuition is tapping into a completely different message, or you're listening to the same sentence again, but you're getting a completely different breakthrough this time. It is a one-of-a-kind report. Go and get it. The link is in my bio. As I keep saying, click work with me, click love compatibility report, and get yourself something that is really going to elevate the rest of 2024, and I promise you the rest of your life. Like, be prepared to blow yourself away with how much is already laid out for you, and all you need to do is just tap into that energy and trust that everything is going to be working out to your highest good. So I will leave you with that. I'm wishing you a beautiful Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus couple of days, the 20th and the 21st of April. I personally always believe that with these kind of aspects, they last 3 days before and 3 days after. So really soak up that energy, really enjoy, journal as much as you want, and really get the most of this very significant vibration. Push through and go and get what you want. Go and ask your guides for exactly what you want. And believe me, if you are taking everything that I've been speaking to, if you're really soaking in this transmission that I'm giving to you now, I promise you by the end of the year, you're going to look back and say, why did I not wholeheartedly trust in the universe even deeper than I have during this moment? You know, why haven't I been doing this the entire time? The moment I started doing this with my life in all aspects, I promise you, things have never been the same. So I'm so excited to invite you on this journey. And please, as I always say, message me, tell me about your breakthroughs, tell me what your biggest takeaway was from this transmission, this particular video, and let me know if you are interested in that report, because I would love to support you on this journey. There's so much that awaits you. 2024 is a magical one. Do not waste it, my lovely. Have a lovely rest of your Saturday. Bye.